highlighted his administration's commitment to universal health coverage, strategic leadership, and sustained commitment. Also, he reiterated his administration's resolve to achieving universal health coverage through strengthened monitoring, quality assurance mechanism, facility audits, and expanded enrollment of undeserved population. The governor noted that financial constraints often force families to delay seeking medical attention until conditions become severe and costlier to treat. It stressed that social health insurance remains a crucial instrument for shielding citizens from catastrophic health expenditure and ensuring equitable access to care irrespective of income. Aidatiwa said his administration had prioritized healthcare through the Ondo State Contributory Health Commission, which continues to expand insurance coverage and improve service delivery across the state. If that story aligns with your interest, it is on the pages of the Hope newspaper this morning with this headline. Applause as Ayedatiwa unveils 1 billion naira intervention fund for hospitals across Ondo State. Yes, so still taking headlines from the Hope newspaper this morning, where we have Ocean Police dismiss viral bandit arrest report once against misinformation. Now the details. The Ocean State Police Command has dismissed claims circulating on social media regarding the arrest of suspected bandits in parts of the state, describing the report as misleading and capable of creating unnecessary panic among residents. In a statement issued on Monday by the Police Public Relation Officer DSP Apiodun Ojelabi, the command clarified the circumstances surrounding two separate incidents and recently generated public concern in Oshobo and Imesi Ile. According to the police, one of the incidents involved a man apprehended by members of the public along the La Moko Okefia Road in Oshobo on June 3, 2026 over allegations that he was a suspected bandit. The suspect was immediately taken to the Oshobo Area Command for investigation, where officers discovered a knife, an army camouflage trouser, local charm, and other personal belongings from him. The command disclosed that during interrogation, the suspect displayed signs of mental instability, prompting the transfer of the case to the State Criminal Investigation Department (SCID) for more detailed investigation. Police investigation later identified the suspect as a 38-year-old Adebayo Sunday. Members of his family subsequently visited the police station and confirmed his identity. The police further revealed that the detective contacted a native doctor who claimed to have treated the suspect of mental-related condition more than a decade ago. Following the preliminary medical examination at the police clinic, the suspect was referred to a psychiatric hospital for comprehensive evaluation and treatment. If that story aligns with your interest, it is on the pages of the Hope newspaper this morning with this headline: Ocean Police dismiss viral bandit arrest, report warns against misinformation. away from the Hope newspaper this morning and now to the Punch, where we have federal government set 12-month deadline for HR officers certification compliance. Now the details. The federal government has given civil servants performing human resources function across ministries, departments, and agencies a one-year deadline to obtain approval to obtain an approved professional certification as part of effort to professionalize human resources management in the federal civil service. An exclusive circular obtained by the Punch from the office of the head of civil service of the Federation on Monday showed that officers are currently serving in HR-related roles have been granted a 12-month ultimatum moratorium to acquire recognized certifications or risk becoming ineligible for deployment to key personnel management position. The circular addressed that all ministers, permanent secretaries, and all head of government agencies and parastatals stated that the directive was issued in forbearance of earlier circular as a professional of human resources management in the federal civil service. According to documents, the policy set on certification requires a transitional arrangement and condition for deployment of administrative cadre officers to human resource role and in the service. The circular defined HR role in ministries, extra ministerial departments, and agencies as position responsible for workforce planning and recruitment, onboarding, employee record and information management, performance management, career progression, training and capacity development, staff welfare and compensation, discipline, employee and industrial relations, exit management, and other duty approved by the head of service of the Federation. It states that the OHCSF would only recognize professional HR certification obtained from approved institutions, including the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development, the Society of Human Resource Management, the Human Resource Certification Institute, and Chartered Professional in Human Resource. The document added that other certification body may be recognized from time to time subject to approval by the head of civil service of the Federation. If that story aligns with your interests, it is on the pages of the Punch newspaper with this headline: Federal government has set 12-month deadline for HR officer certification compliance. Yes, still taking headlines from the Punch newspaper this morning, where we have Kwankwanso Fort Security Strategy seeks urgent reforms. Now the details. Former Kano State Governor and Vice Presidential candidate of the Nigerian Democratic Congress, Rabiu Kwankwanso, has called for an urgent overhaul of Nigerian security architecture, warning that insecurity is worsening across the country despite huge investments in the sector. Kwankwanso, in a statement on Tuesday, shared on X, said the escalating wave of insecurity across several states had left many Nigerians living in fear, with banditry, kidnapping, terrorism, communal clash, and armed robbery becoming frequent occurrence. The former governor listed states including Zamfara, Borno, Sokoto, Katsina, Kwara, and Oyo among areas affected by the violence, lamenting that many citizens could no longer sleep with both eyes closed. He expressed concern over what he described as the growing boldness of criminal groups, drawing from experience as a former governor and Defense Minister. Kwankwanso argued that the security challenges confronting the country was not impossible to overcome. According to him, the country challenges is not lack of resources, but insufficient political will to decisively confront insecurity. He said the current strategy had failed to deliver the described results despite substantial budgetary allocation to the security sector, adding that innocent life continued to be lost while thousands of families had been displaced. Kwankwanso called for improved welfare and more motivation for security personnel, stronger intelligence gathering, enhanced community policing, and measures aimed at addressing the root cause of insecurity. He also urged the government to invest more in education, health sector, infrastructure, electricity supply, agriculture, skill acquisition, and job creation, urging that such intervention would help reduce poverty, unemployment, and other factors fueling insecurity. If that story aligns with your interest, it is on the pages of the Punch newspaper with this headline: Kwankwanso Fort Security Strategy, 6 urgent reforms. Yes, you're still listening to us from iPower 102.7 FM, and the program is In the Papers, your daily nugget for news making major headlines in today's newspaper. You can reach us on our socials on Facebook, Instagram, and X at iPower 1027 FM. Of course, you can reach us for your feedback and reactions regarding the story read so far on our studio line is 081 655 Moving on, still on the Punch newspaper, talking xenophobia. Nigeria weighs sanction against South Africa. Now the details. The federal government on Monday declared that it is displeased with South African government failure to respond firmly enough to the renewed wave of xenophobic attack targeting Nigerian nationals, warning that the retaliatory diplomatic gesture, including the review of bilateral privileges, were being actively considered and were not off the table. The Minister for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Bianca Odumego Ojoko, who briefed State House correspondent after the meeting with President Bola Tinubu at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, also rejected outright claims by some South African authorities that Nigerians under attack were illegal migrants. She argued that Nigerian passport holders were being harassed, having their shops looted and set ablaze, and that their children were being intimidated in schools, all while South African police looked on. Ojukwu said, "Our citizens are being harassed, our members' properties are being looted, criminal actions are being perpetrated, and the police refuse to do anything. The South African government have not come out strongly and firmly enough to condemn the incident." The minister cited Nigerians' historical sacrifice for South Africans' freedom, a sacrifice she argued makes the current treatment of Nigerians especially painful and unaccepted. On the nature of the attack, she said, "They are not asking other migrants to leave. They are only asking black migrants to leave." When asked whether Nigeria was considering retaliatory measures, including the suspension of or review of privileges currently enjoyed by South African businesses and nationals in Nigeria, the minister said, "This is not a situation that we are considering. This is a decision that has to be taken at the highest level of government, but it is not off the table." For details of that story, see the Punch newspaper with this headline: Nigerians weigh sanction against South Africa. Yes, away from the Punch and now to Daily Post talking insecurity. Insecurity getting worse under your watch. ACF to Tinubu. Now the details. The National Publicity Secretary, Arewa Consultative Forum, ACF, Professor Tuko Muhammad Baba, has said that no matter what the Tinubu government says, insecurity is getting worse in the country. According to the ACF spokesperson, there is now a level of desperation where Nigerians are gradually normalizing self-help because the government would not be there to help them. He noted that since the president came into office, a lot of things have happened that were not expected, adding that the impact of Tinubu's policy on the economy and especially in on the individual life on Nigerian standard of living has been highly disappointing, if not disturbing. Speaking on Arise News is said, furthermore, the insecurity thing, no matter what the government says, and so on, is getting worse. Over 1 year ago, we talked about forest guard. It is only recently, with the event of Oyo and in the Borno, that they were talking of deploying 1,000 forest guard in some of the state. I think in 7 states they said, but research has shown that there are over 30,000 terrorists operating in and under governed space in the rural area of Sokoto, in Katsina, and in Zamfara. For details of that story, see Daily Post newspaper with this headline: Insecurity getting worse under your watch. ACF to Tinubu. Yes, away from the Punch and Daily Post and now to the Guardian newspaper, where we have wife kidnap plots unravels as a Edo police bust 50 million naira ransom scam, arrest 4. Now the details. What began as a desperate search for a kidnapped woman has ended up in an exposure of an exorbitant ransom scam after operative of the Edo State Police Command uncovered a plot allegedly masterminded by the suspected victim herself. The police said four suspects had been arrested in connection with a staged kidnapping scheme designed to extort 50 million naira from family members through a fabricated abduction narrative complete with a ransom negotiation capacity, the captivity video, and the use of firearms to create the impression of a genuine kidnap. The case came to light on June 1, 2026, when Mr. Anthony Ugbowa reported to the police that his wife, Mrs. Oluchi Ugbowa, had been abducted while on her way to a shop along the Agbo Road in Benin City. According to the report, the family had received a call from an unknown number demanding 50 million naira for a release. Instead, they threatened that they treated the incident as a routine kidnapping cases. Detective of the Command Anti-Kidnapping Unit launched an intensive investigation, deployed intelligence gathering and technical tracking tool to verify the circumstances surrounding the alleged abduction. The breakthrough came with the arrest of a 28-year-old Israel Ability at Ramat Park, Benin City. Investigators recovered the missing woman's mobile phone from him, a discovery that immediately raised concerns and questions about the authenticity of the kidnap cases. Under the claim, under interrogation, Ability reportedly confessed that he was recruited by Mrs. Ubonwa to negotiate ransom payment with her family while presenting her as a kidnap victim. Following the confession, police operative tracked Mrs. Ubonwa to an hotel in the Owakane local government area of Delta State, where she was arrested on June 5. During questioning, she allegedly admitted to orchestrating the entire scheme and subsequently led to investigators another arrested suspect of a 38-year-old OK1 Dem. For details of that story, see the Guardian newspaper with this headline: Wife kidnap plot unraveled as Edo police bust 50 million naira ransom scam, arrest 4. Yeah, still taking headlines, and of course, this is coming to you from the Sun newspaper this morning, where we have a talk on insecurity. Tinubu calls for whistleblowing against terrorists. Now, the details. President Bola Tinubu has challenged Nigerians to play active roles in the effort to rid the country of insecurity. In a message to the nation's security personnel and the public on his verified X handle yesterday, he described counter-terrorism as a national responsibility and solicited public cooperation with security agencies. The statement read, and I quote, "The fight against terror is not only a military operation, it is a national duty. Members of the public must support our security forces by providing timely, useful information. When you see something, you say something. When you know something, you report it." While praising frontline troops for their sacrifice. He challenged citizens to support the fight against terrorism by reporting suspicious activity. He further said, "I commend all our patriotic frontline soldiers in the fight against terrorism in all forms. You stand as a shield between innocent citizens and those who seek to destroy peace, safety, and dignity of our community." It described the harsh conditions under which security personnel operate, as in the forests, on the road, at forward operating bases, in the air, grids, and across a difficult terrain. You carry the burden of national protection so that millions of Nigerians can sleep, work, worship, farm, trade, and raise their children in hope. Acknowledging the tolls of operations, he added, "The fight has not been easy. It has come with pain, pressure, and sacrifice, but your courage has remained firm. Your service is acknowledged, your sacrifices are honored. Your country does not take you for granted." For details of that story, see the Sun newspaper with this headline: Tinubu calls for whistleblowing against terrorists. Yes, still on the Sun newspaper this morning, where we have Lagos police dismisses bandit threats notice at schools, deploys security across the state. Now the details. The Lagos State Police Command has dismissed a threat notice allegedly pasted at the school gates claiming that bandits were planning to attack and abduct school children. The command assured parents and residents that there is no verified intelligence indicating any imminent threats of such an attack within the state. In a statement signed by the police public relations officer SP Bimbola Adebisi, the command explained that while all security concern is treated with utmost seriousness, members of the public should remain calm and avoid panic. The statement read, and I quote, "The Commissioner of Police Tijani Fatai has directed an immediate assessment of the situation and ordered watertight security across the affected areas and other strategic locations within the state. Police personnel in collaboration with other security agencies have been deployed to ensure the safety of schools, crucial infrastructure, and community." The CP warned that any individual or group found engaging in acts capable of causing fear, panic, or insecurity would be decisively dealt with in accordance with the law. It stressed that the command will not tolerate any attempt by miscreant, bandits, or kidnappers to threaten the peace and safety of residents. If that story aligns with your interest, it is on the pages of the Sun newspaper with this headline: Lagos police dismisses bandit threats notice to school, deploys security across states. Yes, away from the Guardian and now to the Vanguard, where we have abducted Oyo principal speaks from captivity, begs Nigerians to secure their freedom. Now the details. Ibadan, after spending 25 days in captivity, the abducted principal of the community high school, Asiele, in Obire local government area of Oyo State, Mrs. Rachel Folawe Alamu, has appeared in a viral video from captivity, begging Nigerians and government authorities to secure their release. She, however, dismissed a report that their kidnappers are demanding a 1 billion naira ransom, weapon, or the imposition of Sharia law in Nigeria. The pupils and teachers are of the Baptist Nursery and Primary School, Yewata Community Grammar School, Esiele, and the Early Primary School were kidnapped on May 15 during a fatal attack by bandits. One of the teachers was also killed in captivity by terrorists. In a video which surfaced online on Monday, the school principal said she was compelled to speak out after learning what she described as false information about the demands of the abductors about the demands of our abductors what has been circulated in section of the media 25 days after she was kidnapped. For details of that story, see the Vanguard newspaper with this headline: Abducted Oyo principal speaks from captivity, begs Nigerians to secure freedom. Yes, and with that, we'll draw the curtains on today's edition of In the Papers. We've taken you through the major headlines, explored the stories shaping conversations across the country, and highlighted issues that continue to impact our daily life. As always, the news is more than just the headline, it's a reflection of our society, our challenges, and our progress. Remember to stay informed, verify your information, and of course, keep engaging responsibly in discussions that are about issues affecting our communities and the nation. Yes, until we come your way again, same time, same station. My name is Florence Ibhareman. Many thanks for listening and staying tuned. Good morning.